All right, here we have a 1963 Harley Servicar that came to us as a chopper. And we've taken this bike and done a total restoration, not completely finished with it yet, but it's now running and it's roadworthy. It came to us and needed just about every single nut and bolt to be redone. So we totally stripped the bike and refinished everything on the bike, including the engine, the transmission, the covers, the primary covers, fenders, and everything. So here's a shot of the engine. And as you can see, it's all been refinished, proper plating and finishing on most of the parts. The shift lever has been re-chromed. The engine has been repainted in silver with CAD plated fasteners and parkerized where applicable. We went through Bruce Palmer's book and ascertained about as much as we could find out having to do with correct finishes and proper fitment. And parts we couldn't find, we bought aftermarket for now, and we'll replace them later. As you'll see when we get to the speedometer section, it's a reproduction speedometer, but these are easily replaceable items. The wheels were a real find for us because these are getting hard to find. And you'll see these are original wheels. We had to strip them, powder coat them, and refinish them. We had the wheels all polished up before we powder coated them, so we got a really nice finish on them. And we got proper hubcaps, and the fenders and box were found from a friend of ours up in Maine. They were very, very rough. And we refinished everything with lead. And so there's very, very little Bondo in this bike. The rear bumper we redid in black powder coat for now. Possibly we'll re-chrome it later, but in order to maintain the customer's budget, we decided to do black powder for now, and if he wants to re-chrome it, he could always do that later on. So we're getting the bike to a proper fit and finish. Now, the lid and the latches, here's an interesting item. Inside this box, we have these latches here that we reparkerized. But the ribbing in the lid, as you can see from this shot, the ribbing was completely missing. And our body shop remanufactured from bare metal, bent these braces to the exact contour. You would be very hard pressed to know that these were not original braces. And the body shop picked up on this when they were refinishing the lid, noticed that there were little spots where there had been spot welds, and when questioned on it, we went out and found a good example of a lid to get pictures and drawings and redid the lid, and we're pretty happy with the way it came out. As for the floor, it's refinished in yellow pine, natural finish, no coating, and here are pictures of the bike when we first got it. And I like to leave them in the box for people to see just exactly how bad this thing was when we got it. So that's the box. Let me see if I can get this box closed without shaking this camera too much. You got to push the latches in. And we got pretty nice margin on this thing. Original taillights, RH55s. Again, the wheels with a real nice finish on them. And we'll come around to the right side by the motor. The original horn we're still looking for, so we used a repro horn. The original horn has, instead of having the Harley silver wing face, has round holes in it, and it's getting to be kind of hard to find for a 63. Here's the engine all refinished. We had a heck of a time trying to keep paint on the exhaust pipes. Tried high heat paint, all kinds of things, so we've now settled on electroless nickel. That seems to work pretty good for us. As you can see, there's a lot of CAD plating. In fact, what we do is we CAD plate a lot of these silver parts, and then we put the high heat paint over them, and that seems to work pretty good. The CAD plated valve covers, CAD plated fasteners on the cylinders, CAD plated intake manifold, Parkerized brake pedal and footboard straps, and you'll see the black painted floorboards, powder coated crash bar, powder coated paint, the original 1963 Horizon blue metallic across the gas tank, and here's that speedometer we were talking about, almost proper for the year but missing the Harley Davidson script on it, so we'll be on the lookout for an original one of those. Cowling has been powder coated in the front end. Front end's been totally redone. You won't really get a good look at it, but it's the Servicar, proper Servicar front lower bracket for the front fork, which has the offset with the steering dampener that the Servicars used. Totally blacked out front end. Black rims, Buchanan spokes, stainless, but what we do is we glass bead the spokes so that they look like CAD. And so with the fit and the finish, and then you'll see in here we also have Parkerized fitment where it's appropriate. So that's a look at our fresh restoration on a 1963 Harley Davidson Servicar. If there's something like this we can do for you, please contact us at RetroCycle. And we're in New Jersey, and it's 973 is the area code, 291-8588.